All right, so we're getting a call. Hello?
Hey, is this Kai? My name is also Kai, and I sell better than any human.
I've built dozens of AI sales agents for business owners, delivering at least a 391% increase in conversion likelihood while freeing up multiple hours of calling per week. Today, I'll show you the fundamental skills of building an AI outbound sales agent that does this like clockwork. We'll build it together on Retell AI while covering key concepts along the way, and you'll be able to access everything for free using the link in the description. Let's get into it. Okay, so jumping into the Figma here, I'm going to be walking through a little bit of the build that we're making today, and then also cover some key steps that we need to make sure that we cover to make this successful, right? So what we're going to be doing is after an opt-in using the fill out forms that I'll show you guys in a second, we trigger a make.com scenario that will use a GPT step. Don't worry, this is very intuitive and I'll take you through it step by step. And what we're going to do is we're going to personalize this automation in make.com once we have an opt-in and fill out forms, which will then allow us to connect us to our AI agent, which is going to be in Retell, right? And then from that point, we'll be able to actually speak with it and build the next steps from that point on. Cool, so let's jump in. Fill out forms, if you're not familiar with it, is a very easy form builder that I like to use in my personal builds for whenever there's an opt-in trigger. And this took me literally 30 seconds to make. If I take it to the home page, that's like what it'll look like. To create a new form, you just click create and then you go into form and then make sure you're going in blank form. And then you're introduced to a screen that looks a little bit like this, where you can just choose like the fields that you want to fill out. And you can see here in this example, we're doing a gym scenario where we take in their name and then their goal. So, very straightforward, either short answers or clicking options here. We got lose weight and endurance. And then in this section here, we have the why. So this is where they would explain why they actually want to lose weight or gain endurance or whatever. You get the point of like what you're trying to get out of your prospect. And then the phone number, once you publish it, get a publish button over here to click. And then you get a result that looks a little bit like this. So once you've done this is step one, done, awesome, perfect. What you're going to do next is open up your make.com. We're going to new scenario. And exactly from that fill out, we are going to connect the responses that we get into our make.com. We're going to choose fill out forms here, and then we get the trigger to watch the responses. Now I'm going to make a webhook. I'm going to add one. And if you don't have a connection, then all you need to do is make sure that you have the permission from fill out form within make.com. It's very intuitive. I'm sure you can do it yourself. So I'm just going to make sure I actually have the YouTube connection here, not my personal one. And then the form is just going to be that YouTube demo that I just showed you guys. Once I click save, it's done. So everything that comes in from that form is getting connected into this webhook over here, which means that we can do stuff from it accordingly. So if I just show you really quickly, while that's running, I can submit that, and then we can see our responses straight away immediately over here, which means that we can do stuff with that and we can recontact that lead from the phone number that they've given us, okay? So the next step in this automation is just going to be a ChatGPT step. And what we're going to do now is we're going to personalize our approach, which will be used in our retail part of the agent. The reason why that is because if you look over here in the Figma, I have a section here that tells you what it would look like, right? And we need to make sure that it's getting called instantly, which we've just made sure of because we've added in that webhook. And now we are about to go through the personalized aspect of it. And then once we're done with the agent, I will then walk you through the actual next steps of the agent. So this will be the tool section. Okay, so coming over here, we're going to go into a GPT completion. And I'm just going to prompt this really quickly so we get a personalized line out of it. Quick one from me if you're enjoying the video. If you're a business owner wanting more advanced versions of these to increase your efficiency, to increase conversion rates, and most importantly, to increase money in your pocket, then go ahead, book a call with me. It's completely free and would love to see how exactly we can help you. Back to the video. So I just prompted it in like 3 minutes and then gave it a test and it looks fine. So you can see I'm using a 4.1 mini. I have a system message saying you're an intelligent writing assistant, and then just saying over here to write a one-line short phrase about the user's reason for wanting to achieve the fitness goal, as well as like acknowledging the response, and then keeping it friendly and always using like the start with I saw that you XYZ. Cool, so very narrow. And then here we give another user message saying the actual like response. And you can see here that if I hover over this blue block here, the fill out forms module on the left starts to pulsate, which means that we've actually captured that information. We fed it into the GPT successfully. So once I click save, and I obviously just tested it, and this is kind of like the response we expect the GPT to reply with. So I saw that you want to lose weight because you want to wear tighter clothes, and that's something that we take very seriously. Cool. So now we are going to leave this for now and go into the Retell. We're going to create a new agent. This is kind of the home screen. Agents is like the first tab that you see. You can see I'm in my YT tab here. So then I'm just going to click a single prompt agent, and then we're going to start from blank. Once we create, I am going to just really quickly again prompt this in the way that we always kind of prompt our agents, but it's going to be a much more simplified version. But just so you get the gist of what I'm trying to get at, I'm going to take a few minutes to prompt this, and I'll walk you through the prompt. Now that we finished this, we are kind of halfway through that personalized step that we need to get through in order to make this a much better agent, as opposed to just a bot that reads off a script and kind of like automated robotic way, you know? So you can see here that I've got a role section, and each of these like sort of headings similar to this role one are all followed by hashtags, and I'm going to go through them. So this role section says the identity of the agent, saying you are Kai, an expert lead follow-up assistant who has a knack for sounding exactly like a human. You use concise sentences in 5th grade English and filler words, and I give it some filler words to actually adhere to. And then the actual task, right? This is telling the agent that it has to ask the lead if they would be interested in a fitness session that adheres to their goal, and they must appeal to them using the reason that they opted in the first place, as the main driver to like what we can actually help them with in this fitness example. And then have the specifics here. So this is a subheading of the original task heading here, telling the agent a step-by-step of, greeting them by their first name, asking them if it is a bad time to talk, going into the script, and then we offer them a goal. So this is a variable. If you look here in the screen, it says to use curly brackets to add variables. Now the variables that we get within that make.com automation actually become the values of these curly brackets that I'm putting in here. So if a lead put in an endurance goal in the opt-in section, this would then become the endurance workout in the actual call, okay? So this is what it's offered, and then we trigger a lead interested tool. Now this is going to be a tool that we configure just in a second here. I'll show you guys how to do that. And then the example script after that is like the same idea. The name is what we get from the make.com as well. We wait for a response, and then we say, thanks for opting in. So we follow that up with a personalized line, which is going to be the exact value of the GPT response that we got back in the make.com. So you get the point. It goes through this funnel where it says, hey, would you like to come in for a goal workout? So this goal will then convert to their either endurance or weight loss, and then try to convert from there, which would lead us into the next steps part of that Figma board that I showed you to finalize this agent. So now what we can do, we can start to configure the results of the agents that we just built on Retell back into make.com using a few different features. So what you're going to want to do in make.com is click Retell AI, and then from here you want to click create phone call. Now if you don't have a connection with Retell, again you want to make that connection, make sure that you have that permission from Retell, and then from that point you can input the phone number, which is going to be your agent's phone number. In my case it'll be this value here. So we paste that. The phone number that we are calling to will be the result of the actual inputted phone number that we get from the user. So what you can expect is either back on the form you can configure it to an area code as well, or what you can do if you're expecting local numbers is just do the area code or the country code at the very start, if you're expecting like local. So in my case it's +64. Now the override agent ID is what we find on the top left corner here of the agent. So if we just copy that and then paste it over here, that's going to tell Retell exactly which agent we are looking for. And now in the dynamic variables field is where we add each of the parameters of the fields that we reference in the actual prompt. And we have to make sure they're spelt in the exact same way, otherwise we're referencing the wrong thing. In this case, it doesn't exist. So we know that we have name, and then if I make another parameter, we have personalized line, all in one, and then we also have the goal. So then all that we need to do is configure them accordingly. So once you've done that, it should look a little bit like this. And if I click save and then save it on my workflow, it should be ready to go. Cool. So what we can do to test this out is click the run once button over here, and then come back to our original form, and we're going to quickly fill this out and expect a call. So the reason why we want the endurance will be probably because I would like to become more athletic. And I can just input my phone number in. And you can see now I'm getting a call. Hello?
Hey, is this Kai?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, thanks for opting in. I saw that you want to build endurance to become more athletic.
Okay. So you can see that from that, we have our personalized aspect of things done so that we can go back to our Figma and actually cross out the personalized side of things as well. But now we are left with the taking next steps, which will make this agent really powerful. And this is actually a lot easier than most people think. All that we have to do in this instance is go into Retell and then connect a new. We have all these different sort of functions that we can do. But what's really powerful here is we can click the call transfer one. And what the call transfer will do is obviously we'll name this the tool that we had originally named before, which was lead interested. And what this will do is transfer a call to someone, in this case, a help desk, to actually schedule an appointment or do something similar. So I can just say in the description here, use this tool for the lead to book an appointment. And then all that I have to do here is input another number for the agent to transfer this to. We can just click save. And since we've already referenced the tool over here, the agent will already know what to do with it when we test it now. So let's do that one more time. Let's turn on the automation over here. I'm going to do this part again. We are getting the first call. Hello?
Hey, is this Kai?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, thanks for opting in. I saw that you want to become more athletic, and that's something we take very serious because your fitness matters a lot to us. Is now a bad time?
No, now's a good time.
Okay, great, Kai. Would you like to come in for an endurance workout with us? You can try it out for a week just to see how it feels.
Yes, please.
Awesome, Kai. I'll let the team know you're interested in trying out the endurance workout for a week. Someone will reach out soon to help you get started.
We're now getting the second call over here, which we can accept. Now, obviously now I'm just talking to myself on the phone. As mentioned before, everything that I use in this video is completely free, so you can go ahead, check that link, and download them into your workflow. Other than that, hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.